I bet you didn't know just how dark some chapters of America's past really are. Have you ever heard of a gruesome story before? Tell me if you heard this one. All of Nicholas Lemann's redemption, the last battle of the Civil War, qualifies. The story begins with the Colfax Massacre, a tragic and pivotal event in the history of Reconstruction. In the tense aftermath of the Civil War, newly enfranchised black voters in Louisiana were determined to exercise their hard-won rights, gathering in Colfax to protect their elected officials and their community. But their efforts were met with fierce resistance from white supremacists, many of whom were former Confederate Army veterans, unwilling to accept the new social order. What started as a series of skirmishes and threats soon escalated into open violence. The conflict exploded into a full-scale assault on Colfax, a town that had become a symbol of black political power and self-determination. The veterans, fueled by anger and a desire to reclaim control, stormed the town, determined to crush what they saw as an uprising. The attackers surrounded the courthouse where dozens of black defenders had taken refuge. Despite attempts to surrender, the white mob set the building ablaze, trapping those inside. The flames consumed the courthouse, and with it, the hopes of many who believed justice might prevail. In the aftermath, the violence did not end. The armed mob spread out across the parish, searching homes and hunting down black men. They confiscated weapons, determined to leave the black community defenseless and unable to resist further attacks. The massacre left a deep scar, as the mob murdered any black males they considered a threat, hoping to eliminate any possibility of retribution or resistance. The Colfax Massacre stands as a grim reminder of the violent backlash against black progress during Reconstruction, and the lengths to which white supremacists would go to maintain their power. You need to watch this if you think you've already heard the worst of America's past, because what comes next is even more disturbing. From there, the horrors of terror attacks, lynchings, and outright butchery throughout Reconstruction are laid bare. Henry Louis Gates's Stony the Road offers a powerful exploration of the aftermath of the Civil War, delving into the many atrocities and injustices that marked the Reconstruction era. Gates examines how racism and violence shaped the lives of black Americans during this turbulent period. Meanwhile, Philip Dray's At the Hands of Persons Unknown provides a deeply researched, harrowing account of lynching in America, revealing the scale and horror of this dark chapter in history. Any one of these incidents, when viewed in isolation, is already gruesome and deeply disturbing. But when we step back and look at them collectively, as part of a much larger pattern, we begin to see the true, horrifying scope of the violent, murderous history that white supremacy has carved into the fabric of this nation. These are not isolated events, but rather chapters in a long, unbroken story of brutality and oppression, each one reinforcing the last. The echoes of these atrocities are not distant. They loom louder than ever today, reverberating through our streets, our institutions, and our collective memory. When we confront this reality, the picture that emerges is one of a nation that has, time and again, chosen to protect the ideal of white superiority at any cost, no matter how cruel or inhumane. The relentless efforts to enforce hegemonic dominance through violence, intimidation, and systemic injustice should terrify and enrage anyone willing to face that ugly truth. It is only by acknowledging this painful legacy and refusing to look away that we can hope to move forward and demand real change. This is going to blow your mind. Don't miss this final message. Did you enjoy this video? If so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this.